What if Honda didn't bring back the CBX just to revive a legend? What if the real plan was something much more dangerous? A machine combining the sound of a six-cylinder engine, modern superbike technology, and the kind of performance that could make today's fastest motorcycles look ordinary. This is the 2027 Honda CBX1000 RR. And if Honda ever builds it like this, the superbike world could have a serious problem. The original Honda CBX was never a normal motorcycle. When it arrived in 1978, Honda gave it something almost nobody else had: a transverse six-cylinder engine. It wasn't just fast, it sounded completely different. That six-cylinder scream became the identity of the CBX. But today's motorcycle world has changed dramatically. Modern superbikes are lighter, more aerodynamic, more electronically controlled, and brutally fast. So bringing back the CBX name alone wouldn't be enough. Honda would need to transform the concept completely. And that's where the CBX1000 RR becomes interesting. Because this wouldn't simply be a retro motorcycle. It could be a modern performance machine wearing the soul of a classic. Imagine Honda taking the legendary six-cylinder formula and rebuilding it with modern engineering. A compact 1000cc class inline-six, high revving character, ride-by-wire throttle, multiple riding modes, quick shifter, launch control, and advanced traction management. But here's the important part. The goal wouldn't necessarily be to produce the biggest horsepower number, because Honda already knows something many manufacturers forget. Character sells. A six-cylinder engine could deliver something modern four-cylinder superbikes simply cannot reproduce. The instant response, the turbine-like power delivery, and most importantly, that sound. Imagine opening the throttle at 10,000 RPM and hearing six cylinders screaming toward the redline. That's not just performance. That's an experience. But here's where this idea gets really interesting. A CBX1000 RR wouldn't need to beat every superbike in a straight-line horsepower contest. Instead, Honda could attack the formula from another direction. Imagine a lightweight aluminum chassis, premium suspension, massive brakes, wing-inspired aerodynamic elements, a compact riding position, and electronics capable of managing all that six-cylinder power. Suddenly, the CBX name isn't about nostalgia anymore. It's about creating something that sits somewhere between a superbike, a hyperbike, and a mechanical work of art. And that's exactly what could make it dangerous. Because motorcycles like this don't compete only with numbers. They compete.
Think about what happens if Honda actually gets the formula right. A motorcycle with the aggression of a modern superbike, the refinement of a Honda, and the emotional impact of a six-cylinder engine. Yamaha has its legendary performance heritage. Kawasaki has its ninja reputation. Ducati has exotic V4 machines. BMW has technology and incredible performance. But a modern CBX would bring something none of them can easily copy: a six-cylinder identity. And that matters, because in an increasingly electronic motorcycle world, riders are starting to value something that cannot be measured on a dyno sheet: emotion, sound, mechanical character, and a machine that feels special before you even start the engine. But there is one massive problem. Would Honda actually build it? That's the question. A production CBX1000 RR would likely be expensive. A six-cylinder engine is more complex than a typical four-cylinder design. Packaging would be difficult, weight would have to be controlled, and modern emissions and noise regulations would make the engineering challenge even harder. So this isn't a motorcycle we should treat as officially confirmed.
Right now, the 2027 CBX1000 RR is best viewed as a future possibility and a vision of what Honda could do with the CBX legacy. But imagine for a second. Honda decides the world needs one more crazy motorcycle. Imagine the starter button. 6 cylinders come alive. The tachometer climbs. The exhaust note gets sharper and sharper until the entire motorcycle sounds like a jet engine trapped inside a superbike. That is the real reason the CBX1000 RR could be so dangerous. Not because it would automatically have more horsepower than every modern superbike, but because it could offer something horsepower alone cannot buy: identity. The original CBX became legendary because Honda dared to build something almost nobody expected. And if Honda ever does that again, the CBX name wouldn't simply return. It could become the motorcycle everyone else has to respond to. So the question isn't, can Honda build the CBX1000 RR? The real question is, what happens if they actually do? If you want to see more legendary Japanese motorcycles imagined for the next generation, subscribe to NDSTV, because the next icon could already be waiting in Honda's past.